John and I and our son Skylar are here in Nashville, Tennessee. Skylar is about to start law school at Vanderbilt University, so we're here helping him find an apartment. While we're here, we thought we would do a fun video on things to do in Nashville. And first, we'd like to start by showing you where we are staying. So you may just be tempted just to find a hotel, and that is normally what we would do, except there were three of us and we were hoping for something with a little more space. So I went on Orbitz and found this amazing place. It's called Sonder Nashville, and their tagline is something like a better way to stay or something like that. And so what this is, it's a 3-bedroom apartment, and I didn't pay much more for it than I would have for a hotel. I think I paid $120 a night plus tax, and there's plenty of space for all three of us. In fact, there's 3 bedrooms in this place, more than we even need. So let's show you around real quick. So right there is what I would call the master bedroom, I guess. It has its own ensuite bathroom. Here, we won't show you all this because we've been living in it for a few days. Here is another bathroom for the other bedrooms. Laundry facilities in here, washer and dryer. And then bedroom here, bedroom over here. And then we've got this great kitchen. So this is a great way to save money, actually. So instead of paying for a hotel where you have to eat out for every meal, you can stay here and do your own meals. And here we've got a gorgeous kitchen, dining area, and a living room, and even a balcony. Not much of a view from here, but there's also a rooftop balcony that's open to several units that are here. Should we pause this video and go show them the rooftop view?
I guess that's what we're doing next.
All right. This is a little common area. It's got a game room where you can come up here with your group and play games, and it has the rooftop access.
Skylar's over there playing games. You find any good games?
Poker.
Poker and Pictionary.
And here you can see a great view of the city of Nashville. It's super cool at night. We got to see the lights of the city the other night. Awesome. So should we show them around town and see just what there is to do in Nashville?
Hey, well, before we do that, since we have to admit that we can't do everything there is to do in Nashville right now, you've been doing a little research. Tell them what we are going to do, and then what else is out there that we're not going to do actually today.
Okay, so we are going to go to the Parthenon, which is a replica of the actual Great Parthenon, like actual size and everything. So we're going to check that out. We are going to go to Belle Meade Plantation and do a Segway tour. That sounds really fun. Yesterday we did Top Golf.
Oh yeah,
that's in a lot of major cities.
Talk about that, Amy. Talk about how you cheated.
Actually, you could probably put in the videos of some of our swings that are pretty pathetic. But no, I didn't cheat. The first game we played, I was just very consistent, and I beat both the guys just out of consistency.
Skylar, get in here, and you've got to talk about this. Exactly what happened at Top Golf, because
She pretty much did just like a putting motion over and over again into the closest target.
the closest big giant hole in the ground.
But literally at the end of the game, I had 35 points. John had 20, and Skylar had 12. But then they changed the game to suit their abilities, which was long drives or something like that. And so I lost the last game. Anyway, let's see what else is there to do in Nashville.
Escape game.
Yes, we played an escape game yesterday. The escape game is one of our favorite companies, and so we played a game of theirs yesterday. Now there's a zoo here. I don't know if we'll have a chance to go, but maybe we will. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see.
Oh man, they've got
lots of museums.
Oh,
Johnny Cash Museum, like country museum, country music museum.
Grand Ole Opry's here, of course.
Art museum, yeah. So all sorts of stuff like that. If you're into country music, there's a lot of stuff, like historical stuff that you can look at and fun stuff like that.
Opry Mills Mall, huge mall.
Yeah, and then the hotel. What's that called? The huge hotel. Opryland, Gaylord.
Oh yeah, it used to be
Gaylord.
Opryland. I think it's Gaylord.
Yeah,
now.
Gaylord, and that's huge. It's got like 15 restaurants and tons of shopping. You could just spend a day walking around there. So anyway, we're gonna get started. We're gonna show you some of what there is to do in Nashville, and we hope it gives you some ideas.
But what are we doing first?
First, we're gonna go to the Parthenon.
No.
You're going to get coffee?
Yes. Coffee, Starbucks.
Okay.
Off we go.
Now we're outside, so we thought we would show you the outside of where we're staying. The way Sonder seems to do their things is they pick unique environments like this, so we're actually staying above this dress shop and these law offices, and upstairs there's these loft units, which is where we're staying. So it's kind of awesome. We're right downtown, just a couple minutes from Vanderbilt. So.
And they give you a code to the outside door. They give you a code, of course, to your room, but it's not like there's a front desk or anything.
Right.
It's almost like an Airbnb.
Almost like that, yeah, or vacation rentals by owner or something like that. But this, I just found it on Orbitz, and it's a great place.
So, Skylar and Skylar and Jet and I went to the NFL draft here last year. That was awesome.
The Chicago Bears select Riley Ridley, wide receiver, UGA, Georgia. Bear down, go Bears!
But Nashville has some amazing sports. They got the Tennessee Titans. In fact, the stadium is right down there. Got the Nashville Predators, NHL. So if you're into sports, this is a great place to come. I'm very happy that Skylar's going to be going to school here. In fact, Vanderbilt, don't they have a great, I'm looking at Skylar over here, don't they have a great baseball team? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vanderbilt has a great baseball team, and of course, so we're going to see some baseball and football. So Nashville, the place to be for sports.
This is Printer's Alley here in Nashville. It's a historic entertainment district. I did some research on what it was all about, and it started way back in the day when people who were going to the courthouse would hitch their horses to posts, and then it kind of evolved into saloons and things like that, and then during Prohibition they became speakeasies. Now it's evolved into restaurants, bars, that sort of thing, which isn't really our scene, but it's kind of cool to see some of the, or hear about some of the historic aspects of it.
Well, I would say restaurants, definitely our scene.
Well, yeah, we do like to eat.
But yeah, it's just an alley though. Really it is, isn't it? Just an alley.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. It's got lights and it looks very festive and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
It's a mirror.
Okay. I didn't know if it did something or like a funhouse mirror, but it's in a prison. I'm not sure why.
I don't know.
This is Centennial Park. It's beautiful, and in fact, the apartment that Skylar ended up finding is just right across the street from this park. People are out here feeding ducks and walking their dogs, and on this property is where you will find the Parthenon, that replica of the Parthenon in Athens. And this was built in 1897 for part of the Centennial Exposition. Construction right now. They're going to be adding some to the landscaping and different monuments and stuff like that, but it is still open while the construction is going on.
So you're sitting on a dragon.
I guess I am, yeah.
I think it's a friendly dragon.
They have a guide for children with a lot of fun stuff to find and activities. Here we have an art gallery where you can see American art here at the Parthenon. They also have a women's suffrage exhibit, and this is an actual ballot box. In fact, it looks like it might be a little bit more secure than what we have today. Stairs, and here is this massive statue. This is the goddess Athena from Greek mythology. She is huge, and even these brass doors, or bronze doors, sorry, behind me, are massive. I think they said they each weigh 7.5 tons. They're each like 6 feet wide, and there's a matching set on the other side. So this whole place is just incredible, and this architecture is incredible. It's really amazing to see.
So you cannot help but to think about Bible times. Let me read this to you. Bible lesson. This is Acts 17, verse 16. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was greatly distressed to see that the city was full of idols, right? So he reasoned in the synagogue, both Jews and God-fearing Greeks, as well in the marketplace day to day, with those who happened to be there. A group of Epicurean and Stoic philosophers began to debate with him. Some of them asked, "What is this babbler trying to say?" Others remarked he seemed to be advocating foreign gods, different than this. They said this because Paul was preaching the good news about Jesus and the resurrection, and they took him and brought him to a meeting of the Areopagus, I think it's pronounced, where they said to him, "May we know what this new teaching is that you are presenting? You are bringing some strange ideas to our ears, and we would like to know what they mean." And then it says this, "All the Athenians," so that's Athenia, "and the foreigners who live there spent their time doing nothing but talking about and listening to the latest ideas." So I thought that was super cool that, here's this representation of idols and all foreign gods and all of this, and right there in the Bible.
Yes, it's pretty amazing to see how history comes together like that. And maybe we should go a little closer to get an idea of how really huge this thing is.
Yeah, because video honestly is not doing it justice.
It is.
It's overwhelming.
I mean, it's so tall. From far away, it's hard to really see how tall it is. Does that give a better idea?
You look little. You look really tiny.
Yeah, I feel really tiny.
Incredible.
That angel she's holding, his name is Nike. He looks tiny in her hand, yet he's 6 feet 4 inches tall, so he's quite a bit taller than I am. I'm 5'3", and he's way taller than I am, and he looks tiny in her hand. It probably takes 30 to 60 minutes to go through the Parthenon, and the ending of it really is that second story, and also the best part of it really is that second story where you can see all those massive statues and exhibits there, including that statue of Athena. It's pretty cool to see. And then you come back downstairs and there's some more artifacts and exhibits to look at.
So now what? We're heading elsewhere, right?
Yes, we will head elsewhere. Elsewhere
in Nashville.
Elsewhere and show you other things to do in Nashville. Now we're here at Belle Meade Plantation. I don't know a whole lot about it yet. We just got here, but it is one of the popular things to do in Nashville. We arrived, we see there's beautiful grounds everywhere. We're about to eat lunch here, and then we have a Segway tour later. I know there's horses here, things like that, so we'll just have to see what it's all about.
Amy, it smells amazing.
Yeah, you walk through here and you're like, oh, there's a food in here. You get to choose a meat and sides, and look at these this mac and cheese with the breading on it, and then they give you flapjacks instead of rolls, which is unique, but it looks amazing. I'm gonna give that to John. And then look at this barbecue sauce. It's white barbecue sauce, so I'm very excited to try all this. I won't talk too much about the food though, because people have commented about that in other videos.
What have they commented about?
Oh, that I just like to eat.
Oh, well, don't we all? But look at these. Look at this setting, Amy.
It's beautiful. And
wow.
The weather today is perfect. So it's beautiful sitting out on the veranda, right? It's like riding a bike for the first time. I hope I remember how to do it because I've only done it once.
Either a servant or a slave house, right?
Well,
Well, they
it
said
would have been slaves when they built it.
So above the mantle in here, you have a picture of Bob Green. He was the highest paid servant after the war, and he was the head horse hostler there, or trainer. So Bob Green did come to Belle Meade as a baby. His mother and father, they were a wedding gift to William Giles Harding, second generation.
Wow.
And we know that he grew up on this farm around these horses.
What an amazing Segway tour. So much history. We got to look at so many of the buildings here at Belle Meade. We also got to see pictures of buildings that are no longer here, hear about the history of the plantation. Then at the
I fell off. I did. I fell off the Segway.
I fell off the Segway. It got going fast and it just got out from under him.
It was like going,
and off he went.
but I landed on my
But
feet.
He's okay. He's okay. So, but we highly recommend that Segway tour, and it's not as bad as it sounds. When we say John fell off, it's just, you know, he was fine.
And the tour guide was amazing. She was great.
Yeah, she was. She was awesome. And then at the end, they took us here to Belle Meade Winery, where you can do some free wine tasting to say thank you for participating in the tour. And then over here, they have a cute little ice cream shop called Coop and Scoop.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
cute, huh?
So we definitely enjoyed Belle Meade. It's really cool to see the history and of this area, of this plantation. So highly recommend. What else can we do in Nashville?
I don't know.
Let's see. So as we were leaving, we saw this cute little game area. We have croquet and horseshoes, bocce ball. Is that how you say it?
Bocce. We even told you how to say it before the video started. Bocce.
Bocce ball.
Skylar
So-
said, he told her, bocce, bocce, bocce.
So you can come out here and play yard games. So
Yeah,
that's
so
kinda
they got
fun.
cornhole over there and horseshoes and,
Oh, is that putt-putt right there?
oh, it's a little bit
okay.
of some putting green. Yeah, it's putt-putt.
Cute. Yeah, how
Yeah, a
cute.
whole thing over
Very
there.
cute.
Skylar, can you hit that ball?
We could play corn.
We don't know how to play croquet. Skylar does. I think you have to go.
Overshot it.
You have to go through the
I
wickets.
think we should either play cornhole. We should play cornhole or horseshoes because we know how to play those.
I don't know. I want to play this. Oh my gosh, this is pathetic. Ow!
Now we're in the carriage house at Belle Meade, and I don't know, there's some pretty cool historical little, what do you call these things?
Cars?
No, not cars. Coaches, right?
Oh yeah, coaches.
We were trying to figure out what they're called. They're called carriages, probably, seeing as how we're in the carriage house.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We're not too swift today.
Do you think any of the haters/trolls will be upset that we didn't know that these were carriages in the carriage house and we didn't do our backup and our investigation/research? We didn't spend time in the library to learn about this. We didn't Google and
Probably,
get a
but
degree
I was
in.
also right about calling them coaches because it says they were driven by, actually they were not driven by coachmen, but by the passenger.
Oh.
But seeing as how they talk about coachmen, I think I was probably correct in saying coaches.
Right. We're not experts at TPF Travel. We just have fun at TPF Travel. That should be our motto. We're not experts and we don't pretend to be.
So we came here to do the Tennessee State Museum over here, but it's in the same parking lot as this awesome Nashville Farmers Market. So we have to choose. We're gonna do the museum first and see if we can get over to the farmer's market before it closes. Try to do both of them.
Because I think both close in about 55 minutes.
Yeah, so can we do them both? Huh?
This is a Nashville adventure like no other.
We've done an awful lot of things in this one day.
We have.
Daughters of the American Revolution. Okay, so when I was in middle school, I wrote a report on the Daughters of the American Revolution, and I won a prize, $100 prize, because I'm related to Nathaniel Greene, who fought in the American Revolution. He is my distant, cousin or something. I even had a family tree of how I'm related to him.
Wow. So Amy, we've never been here, but downtown, like in the courthouse or something, there's a museum we went to.
Really?
Do you remember that?
I do not remember that.
I don't know what it is.
We are in the Tennessee State Museum, second floor, and we are headed in to hear or learn about women's suffrage.
Which we learned on our tour today that this is the 100th year anniversary of that, right?
Yeah, August 20th, they said it will be 100 years. This whole area is about women's suffrage and women getting the right to vote and women during the war and stuff like that. Behind me is this amazing voting booth, and totally different than what we have now, because now we just have like poster board or little dividers. This has a little curtain you draw around yourself. That's pretty cool.
Should we take a look and see who they're voting for?
Sure. Yeah, the other place we saw a ballot box, and here we actually get to see a voting booth.
And this is free, right, Aim?
Yeah, the State Museum is free, so that's pretty cool.
So right here we have B.B. King, right?
Yep.
And there was a time when we were living in Colorado that his daughter somehow tracked me down to pray for him. And we talked on the phone for a long time, B.B. King's daughter and I talked about him and prayed for him on the phone, and it was pretty awesome.
I remember that. That's cool.
Oh, Amy, check it out. After we got married, you know that thing that we got at the wedding?
What thing?
Someone gave this to me. I donated it here to the museum.
Oh, you're funny, a ball and chain. Uh-huh. That museum way exceeded my expectations. So much to see, very immersive, very well done, high quality, and best of all, it was free. And there's an awesome park back here, it looks like.
Skylar said that we tend to go through museums quite fast, huh? Is that the case?
You finished that giant museum in 40 minutes.
Really, we did not stop much at all. In fact, Skylar said, you really aren't giving me time to stop and look at anything.
And well, that's kind of the way we do pretty much
We do
anything.
life.
We do life that way, museums that way. Whenever we're gonna buy a house, we'll look at 10 houses in a day. You know, when we go to museums, we'll blow through it in less than an hour.
To our credit, we did get here an hour before it closed, so we kind of had to do it quickly. So we saw a lot in a short amount of time. Should we look at this park?
Let's look at the park. I think there's people jazzercising or something over here. There's a drill sergeant over there making them exercise. You're not done till I say you're done. That's why I don't sign up for aerobics classes and things, you know. And so from here you can see the Tennessee State Capitol right there. Maybe I can zoom in. I'm on my phone, don't have any of my equipment with me.
Yeah, so if the audio's been a little, spotty, you know why.
Right there.
Wow, what a gorgeous park this is. Nashville's a very beautiful city. Escape games are something you can do almost anywhere you go. Nashville has some of the best in the nation, and we'll be playing 3 or 4 games on this trip here at the Escape Game. They have 3 locations throughout Nashville, and we'll be at this one for a few games, and we played yesterday at Opry Mills.
And they have locations all over the nation, so if you are in where, let's see, I think Chicago, Minneapolis, Orlando.
They have one in New York.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, kind of everywhere. San Antonio, I think.
All over the place,
Or is
the
it
Escape
Austin?
Game. I don't know.
Austin, I
Austin,
think.
maybe? Not sure. Yeah, Austin.
We finished our escape game, which we won, by the way, with 14 minutes left. Now we're eating at Chuy's, a Mexican restaurant that we've eaten before in Orlando. And now we're eating here in downtown Nashville.
Do you have the hiccups or something?
I still have food in my mouth.
Oh, you're doing a video with food in your mouth.
You just started the camera before I was ready.
Check out this though. Look at that. I've never had that kind of sauce on chips. This is what we get. Is it pretty good?
It's a lot of food, and yes, it's great.
Tons of food. Look at that.
Look at Skylar's burrito. We are back at the escape game for our 3rd game here of the trip.
4? 3?
3.
Oh, we were gonna do another one yesterday, but we didn't.
We ran
So
out. We
3.
ran out of steam.
We did.
But guess what?
We have all sorts of steam today, don't we?
Today is our 25th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary!
Are we supposed to kiss or something?
Okay.
That's how old people kiss.
Is that cringy? Well, and then after this is over, we will do some more stuff in and around Nashville.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great day. It's beautiful out, and come along for the ride. Hey, it's just you and me on our 25th anniversary, plus you guys, and also our son who's on the other side of the camera.
Our oldest son, Skylar.
3 of us. I've been using a lot of numbers on my fingers today. All right, let's go play this game.
We just played the Ruins at the escape game, and that is probably my top 5 escape games
It is my
ever.
top number 1.
Really?
Number 1.
And we've played a few hundred of these games, so to say that is pretty awesome. I mean, that shows you the quality of that game. It's
That was
so
insane. Cool. It was incredible. It was, I don't know, Universal Studios Disney level.
All right, so onward. We're going to see what else we can find to do. We are currently in downtown Franklin, which is just outside of Nashville. We're eating at Mellow Mushroom, getting some pizza, and then we're going to go see some historical, I think they have some historical Civil War stuff that we're gonna check out.
So they got a cute little downtown area here, huh?
It is, lots of great restaurants and shopping and fun stuff like that.
And we got the funky chicken pizza. It's not here yet.
Here in Franklin, there are several historic Civil War era homes to explore. The Carter House, the Lots House. This is the Carnton House, which we chose because it seemed like there were some more grounds and property to explore in addition to the house.
Off we go, right?
Okay.
When John Belhood wakes up, someone will have to tell him that the U.S. Army marched right by him in his sleep. But this is not the first time they've done it this week, nor is it the second. It's the 3rd time in a week the U.S. Army had outflanked him.
We just finished touring the Carnton House, which is here behind me, and boy, some amazing history. They talked about the Battle of Franklin, and one night here in Franklin, there was a battle between the U.S. Army and the Confederacy, and this is where the Confederate soldiers were treated when they were injured, wounded, inside that very house. So it's crazy to hear some of the stories and just think about what would have been happening at that time.
So they've got another tour going on over there right now, but in that house, there were, several hundred people at any given time? How many people per room did they say?
35.
Like 35, 40, 45 people in a room. And it was crazy. They showed us doors that they would take off the hinges and put it up as operating tables. There was actually blood stains still in the wood floor. Man, just crazy stuff. And just to imagine being there was just incredible. And then there was a room that had 2 presidents, Andrew Jackson and James Polk, staying in the house. So I love stuff like this. I love history. It's amazing. So we're gonna go look at the Confederate cemetery.
So now we are in this cemetery portion, and it's divided into 3 sections. Over there is the McCavick family cemetery. So members of the family. This is where their enslaved were buried. And then over there is the Confederate cemetery. Many of the soldiers that were killed here during the Battle of Franklin were then buried over there. There are some great places to eat here in downtown Nashville. This Brazilian steakhouse is one of them, and we've eaten here many times. We love it. But today we've chosen the Melting Pot, which incidentally is right next door.
And why are we having a fancy dinner?
Because it's our 25-year wedding anniversary.
25 years.
and we are headed home. We just left Skylar at his apartment, and he'll be starting school in a few days, but now we are on our way home from Nashville. We hope you had fun following along with us. We know we just scratched the surface of all the things there are to do in Nashville. There's so much to do. Couldn't have time to try it all. But it's a great place to visit. Nashville is a beautiful city. Hope you can come check it out sometime. Safe travels, everyone.